So, Dean, I thought this week we would do something a little different.
Okay.
Normally, because I think the people have come to expect that when they start the episode, it'll take about 15, 20 minutes before we actually say what we're talking about. They already know because it's said in the title. But we like to pretend that they don't know.
Yeah, we like to keep the mystery alive.
Exactly. Yeah. But this week, I'm thinking we give it away right now. We're still under a minute here. So if you just say it right now, what are we talking about?
Parks and Rec.
Parks and Rec. I think that's the fastest we've ever said the show that we're talking about.
Yes, and the full name is actually Parks and Recreation.
Yeah.
It is not Parks and Rec. This is what I found out.
Whatever.
Yeah.
I don't...
So
it's Parks and Rec.
Yeah. So like enough of this facade of just pretending that we are not a show that talks about television. Let's just get right down to the television show.
Yeah. So it was my pick this week.
It was your pick.
Yeah. Last week you had us do How I Met Your Mother. And if people remember back to that one, if you remember, Dean, I wasn't the biggest fan of it.
My memory on it is a little bit fuzzy.
It's been a week.
Yeah, it's been a week. I thought you enjoyed it quite a bit, but that could be... Oh, no, wait, that was me.
There we go.
Right, you did not like it so much.
No. So I decided right after that I was going to pick a show that I knew you wouldn't like at all. I'm like, I got to pick one that I like and that Dean won't like.
Right.
And then, like 30 seconds after that, I decided, no, I want to talk about Parks and Rec.
Right. And what you probably didn't know at the time is you actually satisfied both things.
Whoa.
Yeah. I know. It's going to be an interesting one.
I had no idea.
Yeah, so I like what we have recorded a couple times now on a Saturday morning.
Right.
And I have watched the show, the television show, before recording. And both times it was Scrubs and it was How I Met Your Mother. Both times I rated it a 9. Both times I loved it. Mm-hmm. And so I thought maybe it's just because, you wake up on a Saturday morning, it's early in the morning, and you watch TV, you have you don't have all that stress of the week going on. It's just weekend, feeling great. So I thought that may be the case again for this show, and it was not. I knew now that it's not just Saturday morning that gives me the good feelings.
Okay, so that crushes me only a little bit.
Only
a little bit. It's okay.
Okay.
It's okay. But just going off of your Saturday morning thing, I feel like next time it's my pick, I'm going to have to pick some sort of like 80s, 90s cartoon. Because I think that's the perfect thing to watch on a Saturday morning.
It's almost like we wouldn't be able to not rate it 10 if it was like an 80s or 90s cartoon. Like that is Saturday morning.
You're wearing your pajamas, and you can have a bowl of cereal.
I was just gonna say, I would have a bowl of cereal. I would have probably coffee too, which I don't think I had as a kid. But
that's okay.
But other than that,
couple years, you have to evolve somewhat.
Yeah, exactly. Like I'll be in a new house too, so I'm not gonna go back to my childhood home and watch it there. So some things are going to be different.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay. So you weren't too big a fan this time around.
No, we can get into the details. But overall, I was not too big of a fan.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to let this one slide. I'm not gonna say it's the worst thing in the world for me.
Okay.
But before we actually get into talking about the show, I guess, did you want you came up with this game for us to do? Did you want to do that right now?
Sure. Yeah, let's go straight off with the game.
Okay.
So the game is I've called it the good, the bad, and the epiphany. And we take the cast of the show and we take each person and we list something that we thought they were good in, or something that was good that they were in, something they were bad in,
or it was bad,
or it was bad.
Right.
And the epiphany part of it is something that we didn't even know they were in until we realized they were a star. Okay. So something where you go back and watch it and you're like, whoa, I had no idea that Chris Pratt was in this.
I played with this one a little bit. I changed it from the epiphany, and yeah, I know I changed the rules to your game.
That, you know what? That's okay, because the Epiphany was hard.
Okay, so I changed
Really?
from the Epiphany to the what?
Oh, I like
Because
that. That's
as
good.
you're watching something and that actor pops on, you might already know the actor, but you're like, oh my god, that's this guy.
Yeah, that's basically the idea. I got the idea because I went back and watched. It actually was with Chris Pratt. I went back and watched Wanted, and I was like, "What? Chris Pratt's in this? So what works?"
Yeah, the good,
really,
the
it's
bad,
just
the
I
what?
just called it Epiphany to play on the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Right.
I just tried to find a word that sounded like ugly, and Epiphany came up, and then turned out to be a very difficult thing to do.
Yes. Yeah. But
Huge
that's okay.
mistake.
This was fun. This was an interesting challenge, especially with this cast, because
It's a large
let's say
cast.
we were doing. Boy, where's the list of the shows that we've done? Because we can't go back to last week because we'd kind of run into the same thing. Damn, most of these shows that we do are ensemble shows.
Yeah, most of them
Maybe
are
Quantum Leap.
or Dexter. Dexter doesn't have that many
Yeah, that
people
would've
in it.
been-
Like it kind of does, but yeah.
Right. So this one we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 people.
Yeah,
That we
8
did.
people we played this game with.
Yeah. Amy Poehler, Nick Offerman, Chris Pratt, Aubrey Plaza, Aziz Ansari, Rashida Jones, Adam Scott, and Rob Lowe.
Yeah.
That's probably not the order you did them in. Because that's not
That-
the order that I sent the list in.
Yeah, that wasn't the order I did them in, but that's fine. We can go by your order. And, if people want to play at home, you can pause the podcast, write out your own list, and see if it matches either of ours.
Yeah, definitely do it because we don't know each other's lists, and that's
Yeah,
I'm
no.
really excited for it because I spent
it's
a long time, longer than I thought I would spend on this list.
Totally. Yeah, and it's really fun. So even if you don't want to pause the podcast because you're doing laundry or something, just do it in your head. Just think of something in your head. It's really fun.
So first up, Amy Poehler, star of the show.
Star of the show, yeah.
The good that I have for her, and I feel I don't know just because I don't know if you've watched this.
Yeah.
I don't know if you'll have her here, but the good for me is Wet Hot American Summer.
Okay. I have not watched that
Okay.
at all.
I highly recommend it. They've done a movie and 2 shows. I mean, you could call them seasons, but they're placed in different times. So
Okay.
they have like 2 different series titles.
Mhm.
But she is wonderful.
And she's in all of it? She's in the shows, the movies, the...
Yes. So what's cool
Yeah,
is
okay.
after they did the movie, years and years later, they did a show. And back then, none of these people were all that popular.
Right, okay, yeah.
So you had Amy Poehler, you had Bradley Cooper, you had Michael Ian Black. You just had a ton of people in
Yeah.
it. And then, their careers progressed, and a lot of them, well,
They're all
quite
big.
a few of them
Yeah.
got big.
Right.
And what was cool is they got them all back together.
That's awesome. It's like the Freaks and Geeks scenario if they would bring them back together for a show.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Cool.
So Amy Poehler is my good for her is Wet Hot American Summer.
Cool. Sounds good. Do you want to list bad and Epiphany, or I go for good?
I'll give my bad. I'll
Yeah,
go
you
straight
just
through.
do the whole thing. Yeah.
My bad is the trailer, because I've never actually seen the movie,
Love it.
is the trailer for Baby Mama.
Nice. Okay.
Because I remember seeing that trailer come
Yeah.
up and thinking, wow, this
What is
looks
this?
horrible.
Yeah. Yeah.
This looks so bad.
Yeah, a movie, if I can even remember what the movie is about, a movie about a woman who is pretending to be pregnant,
Well,
I think.
I don't know if she's pretending. Okay, so the plot from the trailer is just Tina Fey wants to have a baby.
Oh,
She
okay,
can't
okay.
have a baby,
Right.
so she goes
Right.
to Amy Poehler to be her
And Amy,
baby.
yeah, okay, so Amy Poehler's the surrogate mother for
Right.
Tina. Okay, got it. Yeah.
Yeah. And then my what?
And I've seen that movie. I've seen
Oh,
that.
you have?
Yeah, and I don't even remember.
Oh, fantastic. My what is Amy Poehler plays Louie's sister in the show Louie.
Oh, nice.
She's just in one episode, I believe.
Awesome. Yeah.
And his sister calls him up on I don't. It might be Christmas Day. No, it's probably later than that. I don't know exactly. It's sometime between Christmas and New Year's because the title of the episode is New Year's, but it starts on Christmas. She calls him up and just surprise. It's
nice. Yeah,
she's
Amy
sister.
Poehler.
So
Cool.
that's Amy Poehler.
Okay, so let's go with my good is Inside Out. She's the voice of Joy.
Yeah,
It's a good movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good call.
Yeah, I enjoyed that movie. It was a good. I actually went to the theater to see it, and
Yeah, so did I.
it was good. My bad. I know it's bad, not just from the trailer, but from watching it. Was also Baby Mama, and it's
So bad you can't remember the plot.
I can't really remember things that happened. I can only remember the bad things that happened. Yeah, no, it's no good. And my epiphany or what moment is Mean Girls. She is the mother of Regina George,
Yeah.
which I watched Mean Girls when it was coming out, and then didn't know that whoever the mom was, and then watched some other things with Amy Poehler in, and then going back and watching it and saying, "Whoa, that's Amy Poehler."
See, so I had known of her from SNL.
Right? Yeah.
She was in SNL. So I knew who she was in that one. So I never had that moment.
Yeah.
With her
Like
in it,
I wasn't
but
I wasn't
love-
watching SNL at that time.
Yeah, I love Mean Girls.
Oh,
I think
it's
that
a
movie
fantastic
is
movie.
Absolutely
Yeah.
fantastic. It's
It is.
so
It's great. Yeah.
So awesome. That's Amy Poehler. Let's do Nick Offerman next. Let's have you
'Kay.
start off.
Okay. My good is the Jump Streets. He's in 21 and 22 Jump Street,
Gotcha.
and I love his character. He's very hilarious. He's like their police captain or something.
Oh, yeah,
he's only in a few scenes where he sits them down, and I don't know if you've seen it, but he sits them down and just gives them like their missions basically.
I've
and
actually
it's-
never seen those movies.
Oh, okay. He's very hilarious. He just has a few scenes in each of them, but he's
Nice.
some of the best. Yeah, I'm laughing through the whole scene. My bad is We're the Millers. This one's just more based on the entire movie. It's there's a clip online which you need to watch, and it's just you just have to type in We're the Millers Scotty P. And if anyone's seen the clip, they know Scotty P is the best part of that movie. And that was the only clip I saw before I saw the movie, and I thought it was so funny. And then I watched the movie and it was terrible.
Okay.
So yeah, so that's Nick Offerman. And my epiphany is that when I go onto IMDb, he has 115 acting credits.
Yeah.
That's my epiphany. I didn't know he was in more things than just those two things. My epiphany is that he's in other stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
So mine for Nick Offerman. We just watched this movie the other night. It's called The Founder.
Okay.
And it's based on the McDonald's,
the McDonald's
brothers
one.
and
Yeah.
Ray Kroc, played by Michael Keaton. But Nick Offerman plays Dick McDonald, and he's
Nice.
so good. I love Nick Offerman anyway. I saw him and Megan Mullally. They were doing their show. They're married. They're doing their show together in Milwaukee. And then actually when he did his book tour for his last book, I went to that as well.
Oh, nice.
So I'm a really big Nick Offerman fan.
There you go.
And
You probably weren't shocked that he had 115 acting credits.
No.
No.
So my good is The Founder. If you haven't seen it yet, it's on Netflix. Well, American Netflix, as
We have it
learned,
as well.
for
Yeah.
sure. Canada is different.
Yes, we learned that with this show.
Then the bad is also We're the Millers. That
Yeah.
movie is terrible.
It's so bad.
It's awful.
But Scotty P is hilarious.
I don't even know. Like I can't.
Do you remember Scotty P?
Okay, so here's the thing. As much as I hate the movie, I've seen it like 3 times.
Oh my goodness.
So yeah, definitely the bad, and not because of Nick Offerman at all.
Yeah.
Just because.
It's not really because it's just a bad movie.
And
Yeah.
then the what is he actually appears in an episode of The West Wing. During the episode The Crackpots, and These Women, I think. I can't remember. Yeah, The Crackpots and These Women is the name of the episode that he's in, and he's. I mean, it's a small role, but it was just cool because I had already watched The West Wing after I had known of Nick Offerman for a while.
Oh, yeah,
And to see
yeah.
him pop up, it's like, oh, damn,
That's
there
awesome.
he
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's That's mine for Nick Offerman. So I'm gonna go with the next one, Chris Pratt.
Okay, yeah, let's do that. Go for it.
The good is Guardians of the Galaxy for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah.
it seems like he was born to play the role of Star-Lord.
Oh, totally.
He's so
yeah.
good. And
He's got the
movies are great.
attitude.
So this is one where he's good and the movie's good.
Yeah.
Actually, both of my goods have been that so far. As all of my goods have been that. Then the bad, I have two of them here because two of them were really bad.
Okay.
First one is movie 43.
Okay, yeah, I haven't seen it, but it looks terrible.
Yeah, so the whole premise of it's like an anthology movie.
Right.
The whole premise is his significant other in the show, who was played by Anna Faris, who they were married in real life and they recently split. Like,
yeah, they recently
split
up. I saw that. Yeah.
She wants him to. I think this is exactly how she says it. Is during sex she wants him to poop on her chest, and that's the whole.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the whole premise. Is he isn't like comfortable doing that?
Right. That's the whole thing about their story.
Yes, it's the whole movie's bad though.
Awesome.
The other one is the 5-Year Engagement.
Okay.
He plays the friend in that, and it's just a dumb movie. I'm
Right,
sad
okay.
that I saw that in theaters.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen that one either.
And then the what, which I didn't know until you sent it to me, so I stole yours here, is Wanted. I didn't know he was in Wanted.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go back and watch Wanted. I don't think I would have to do that.
You should. It's good.
Yeah, maybe one day. But Wanted is mine.
Okay, yeah. So mine's very similar. Good as Guardians. He's awesome. Bad is also with Anna Faris in it, and it's What's My Number.
Oh, I've never seen that.
Okay, the whole premise of that one is that I can't remember what Anna Faris has had sex with like a number of guys where it's supposed to be like the next one has to be the one she's going to marry, something like that. I don't know why that is. Or she's over the number, so she has to go back. She's going back to her ex-boyfriends to try to figure out which one was the one. Like she missed out on the one because you should only be having sex with this many people. So he's in it. He's one of her ex-boyfriends or whatever. Anyways,
not
it's
the one.
No, he was not the one. And the one is like the guy who lives across the hall, obviously, who she never dated, who is Chris Evans.
Of course.
Yeah. And Epiphany was Wanted. So he's like the main character. He's his buddy at work who's like sleeping with his girlfriend. That he hits him with a keyboard at the end of the movie.
You're right.
Yeah. It's pretty awesome.
Yes. Okay. The only reason I know that is just because it's a gift that a lot of people like to share. So I didn't.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Good call.
Yeah.
All right. So Dean, let's have you do Aubrey Plaza.
Okay. Aubrey Plaza. Good is Safety Not Guaranteed. If you haven't seen that movie, you got to see it.
I haven't.
Oh, you haven't? Okay, it's really good. It's about, it's actually a guy from The League is in it as well. The main guy, Pete, who you don't like, is in it as well. Pete is a guy who claims he has made a time machine, and Aubrey Plaza works for like a paper or something, and they're just trying to find a good story. So she's going to interview him.
Oh, all right. From the producers of Little Miss Sunshine. Oh, that's a great movie. I love Little Miss Sunshine.
It's fantastic, yeah. And this is the kind of same feel.
Cool.
Yeah, really great movie. Bad is Life After Beth. She's like,
man, I don't even know.
She dies and she's a zombie in it or something.
Oh.
Anyways, it actually looked cool. Like it gave me like the Warm Bodies feeling, like that zombie movie that's like, oh, a different take. And I watched it and it was awful. It was not funny and yeah, no good. Epiphany, she's in Scott Pilgrim. I saw Scott Pilgrim so long ago before I even knew Aubrey Plaza was a person. And so that was my what moment.
Okay. So Aubrey Plaza was really hard for me because it turns out I've seen next to nothing with her in it.
Mm-hmm.
So mine are just stolen from what I've heard and trailers that I've seen.
Yeah, trailers count.
Yeah. So the good is Legion. I heard that show was great.
Yeah. That would be my Epiphany.
There we go.
even though it's new.
So the Legion is good. Bad, and this is only based off the trailer, is Bad Grandpa. I guess she's in that.
Okay. Yeah,
that
okay.
looks super bad. Zac Efron and
Yeah, I have no interest in that.
yeah, Robert De Niro. And then my epiphany is also Scott Pilgrim, because I literally had no idea. Once I was looking on IMDb, I saw she was in it, and I had to pull up the scenes from the movie because I completely forgot that she was. Well, I wouldn't have even known at the time.
Yeah.
When I watched it. So yes, mine is also Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
Okay, and so for my Aubrey Plaza, I also struggled to try to fit in Mike and Dave Need Wedding Dates in there somewhere, but I actually couldn't figure it out because I kind of loved it, and I feel like it should be fitting in the bad category. But it was it was definitely a guilty pleasure for me.
I would say that looked real bad.
It looks real bad. Rotten Tomatoes is 35%. IMDb is 6 out of 10. It's just bad. It's a bad movie. But you know what? I went with my friend. We went to the VIP theaters, which is just you get food and you get drinks and everything. And it was just a good time. I took him out for his birthday, and I just had a great time. We laughed through the whole thing. So,
okay.
Maybe it's more of a watch with friends movie.
There we go.
Yeah.
I can't say one way or the other. I thought it looked bad, but
yeah, it does.
Then again,
and you know what? It probably is, but I had a good time.
Then again, Man of Steel trailers looked amazing, and the movie was terrible. So you can't always trust trailers.
I guess so, yeah. Well, you definitely can't always trust trailers. That's true.
That was for you, Dean.
Yeah, thanks.
Okay, so next up, Aziz Ansari. This one, definitely not because of him, just because the show is great, is Scrubs.
Right. Oh, yeah, okay.
He's in Scrubs in the...
Okay, cool.
The unofficial last season or so. I can't remember exactly. It's towards the end when he comes in. He plays Big Ed. He's really annoying. But that's just... Yeah. That's the only one I could come up with for him because the show is amazing. The Bad is 30 minutes or less.
Mm-hmm.
And the What was Bob's Burgers.
Okay, yeah.
He plays, his name might be Daryl on the show.
Okay, yeah.
So,
my good is his stand-up, and we've talked about this before. How you don't really like his stand-up.
I have to try it again.
He's one of the first. He's one of the first stand-up comedians that I heard that got me into stand-up. So I'd heard stand-up comedians before and enjoyed them, but after listening to Aziz, I kind of really got interested in it. Okay. And so I've listened to all his stuff from the beginning to now his most recent Netflix stuff coming out, and he's evolved big time. But I think my favorite is still that first one, whether it's because it's the first one I listened to or what. But his first album, he's so he's way more immature than he is now. He actually talks about serious issues now, and he's funny at them. But there's something about where the levels he goes to with his immature jokes that it gets me every time. Huh. So that first stand-up album by Aziz Ansari is my good. My Bad is also 30 minutes or less. It's just an awful movie with two people in it that I really enjoy. So, it's no good.
Wait, hold on. Who else do you enjoy?
The Social Network guy.
Really?
You don't like him?
I can handle him in small.
What's his name?
Jesse Eisenberg.
Yeah, I like him so much I don't even know his name.
Oh.
Jesse Eisenberg. Yeah, you know what? Maybe it's because of Zombieland. I just think he's so perfect in Zombieland.
He plays the same character in a lot of stuff. He's the same person all the time.
Oh, he's the same twitchy character. Yeah. But you know what? It's true that he's probably one of those people that I think I like, and then I never actually like what he's in.
So one of the turnoffs for me is I saw him do an interview with someone before, and he was just like a dick through the whole thing. He was.
Well, yeah, he's the Social Network guy. He's just being. That's why he fits so perfectly.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
He's also just not really my thing. I can handle him in some stuff. He's just no. But
yeah. Okay. So do you think they just for the Social Network and he was going to be Mark Zuckerberg? Do you think they were just be yourself?
Just be yourself.
Just what would you do in this situation? Perfect. You nailed it.
Yep. Probably.
And, okay, we're on Aziz. My epiphany is School for Scoundrels, which is just a Billy Bob Thornton and Napoleon Dynamite. Does that guy even have a real name? That must suck for that kid who...
Is his name something like...
Everyone knows him as Napoleon Dynamite.
Peter or something?
Yeah.
It might be. I don't... He's Napoleon Dynamite guy.
He's Napoleon Dynamite, yeah. So Billy Bob Thornton, Napoleon Dynamite movie. I watched a bunch of his like a couple of his movies, whatever ones came out. School for Scoundrels and Benchwarmers and whatever came out after Napoleon Dynamite. I watched them.
Was bad.
Oh yeah, they're all very
bad.
They're all very bad. But Aziz Ansari was like a classmate in one of their classes, so that was my what moment.
All right. Rashida Jones.
Okay, Rashida Jones. So we've mentioned The Social Network. We haven't mentioned anyone in it on this list yet, but Rashida Jones I thought was good in The Social Network. I liked her. It's just a very small role, just a lawyer. But she delivers like. For me, some great lines, especially like the one at the end when Mark Zuckerberg's asking her like what's going to happen now, and like we've gone through this whole movie and this whole thing about him thinking he didn't steal anything and all the all the politics around it, and then she says, you know what, we're going to go have steak and then you're going to settle. Like that's what's happening right now. You're in you think you're going to win everything, but this one we're compromising.
Yeah.
And I just really like that moment. So that's my good for her. My bad is actually The Office, which I love The Office. So really, it's just the character of her, and it's probably because we're cheering for Jim and Pam.
It's because you want him to be with Pam.
You
That's
want
not
him. Yeah,
that's
it's
not
not
fair.
It's not fair. But like, I don't like her in The Office. I want him to be with Pam. So
I'm also upset because she's my good. The Office is my good. But
well, but for different reasons, probably. Like The Office is a great show, but for me, her character in it's just my bad. I don't like it. And my epiphany is I Love You, Man, which it came up pretty recently, but that was one where just going back and being like, oh yeah, she wasn't that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So mine for Rashida Jones. The good is The Office. Sarah and I are actually going back through all of the episodes of The Office right now. We actually recently went through all of Parks and Rec, and now we're going through The Office again. These are shows that we watched years ago.
Yeah.
And we are at the Rashida Jones episodes right now.
Yeah.
And you can't fault her for just being a person. That's all you're doing. Is you're faulting her for
I can and I did and I will.
That's not fair. Because
she should not have been a person.
She's so nice in the show. She's great. Yes, you want Jim to be with Pam. Of course you do. But
I don't know. She seems like kind of a jerk on the show too.
What?
Yeah. Just wait. Just you wait. You'll get a couple episodes later. She seems like a jerk.
It's Rashida Jones, though. She's, like, perfect. So you can't... It was so hard to find bad things for Rashida Jones because Rashida Jones is perfect. You can't...
She's not Ann Perkins. She's Karen. And Karen sucks.
So the bad is... I don't know if you've seen this. Sarah and I watched it last year around Christmas time.
Yeah.
It's A Very Murray Christmas. Bill Murray did this Christmas special for Netflix.
Nice. I haven't watched it.
It's quite possibly the worst thing in the world.
Perfect. That's perfect.
It was so bad. And then the what is she's actually in an episode of Freaks and Geeks.
Yeah, I did. I saw that when I was going through IMDb, but I hadn't seen the episode, so that's pretty cool.
Yep. So to tie it back into episode, I don't know. I guess I don't number them on this piece of paper. Episode after half.
Okay. So, yeah. See, let's tie it back into Freaks and Geeks, a TV show that we did an episode on, or that we did a podcast episode on, and we just bring it around.
Yep.
We're always giving.
So then, up next is Adam Scott, and people, I promise next time we do this, it won't take nearly as long.
Whatever. This is fun.
There's a lot of people. Adam Scott. My good is the movie Krampus.
Okay, yeah. Oh, I did really want to see that. It looks good.
I loved that movie.
Yeah,
I think the rest of my family hated it.
Yeah.
But I loved it. That's one I will watch every Christmas.
I haven't seen. I want to. Like, that's a great kind of twist. Well, it's a story that like exists, right? But it's like a cool twist on both Christmas and horror movie.
Yes.
And
it
really
blended
cool.
them perfectly.
Okay, it looks, yeah, I kind of forgot that existed. I remember seeing a preview for it in theaters and being like, I need to see that.
Definitely watch it. I highly recommend it. If you hate it, just know you're probably you're on the side with most of my family.
Okay.
So I wouldn't feel bad if you hated it, but I love it.
Cool. Yeah.
The bad then is, and I can honestly say I have seen this movie. I haven't seen it in a very long time, and I'm sort of embarrassed to admit that I have seen it, is the movie Monster-in-Law.
Oh, yes, I've also seen Monster-in-Law. Yeah.
He was in that.
It's not
Moving on.
Yeah, it's not good.
No, we're not
It's actually so bad. That might be one of the worst movies I've ever seen. No joke. It's horrible.
Yeah. And so then the epiphany for Adam Scott is he's only in it for like 20 seconds right at the beginning, but he's in the movie Star Trek First Contact.
Oh, cool.
He's on Worf's ship at the beginning, and he's the one who gets to say it's the Enterprise as the Enterprise comes in.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Awesome.
So yeah, that's my Adam Scott.
Nice. Okay, so my good for Adam Scott is the How Did This Get Made podcast, which I've mentioned before.
Okay.
Which he's just been a guest on for every Vin Diesel movie they do. He's kind of like the Vin Diesel expert. And he's one of my favorite guests. Like they always have a guest on the show, a guest comedian. And he's one of my favorites.
He's so likable.
He's so likable. He's just like, that's the thing. I think that's the thing. Some of the comedians come on there and they're funny, but they're very aggressively funny.
Right.
Like, and he's just so likable. Like, he just gets along great with the whole group. And every time an episode, so every time a Vin Diesel movie comes out, we get an Adam Scott episode.
Oh, sorry to jump in real quick. Which is why, because he's so likable, which is why he's perfect in the movie Step Brothers. That was almost my good.
Oh, yeah. Because he's such a jerk.
He plays a dick in Step
Yeah,
Brothers.
yeah, totally. Yeah. It's like Bradley Cooper in Wedding Crashers.
Right.
He's just like such a jerk. Well, actually, Bradley Cooper plays a good jerk though. But
yeah,
yeah. But again, a guy who's just so nice. Yeah. So every time I'm just excited for every Vin Diesel movie that comes out now. Just because then I get a How Did This Get Made podcast with Adam Scott on it. So yeah, that's my good. My bad is Hot Tub Time Machine 2, which I believe is the sequel no one was asking for.
I can't think of anyone who would ask for a sequel to that.
I can't. Yeah, it was.
And if they did, I don't want to know the person.
Honestly, I haven't even seen it. I just have seen the first one and know that it's awful. And just seeing a sequel come out, seeing a Hot Tub Time Machine 2 come out, it just made me angry. So yeah, that's my bad.
It's one of those that it's easy to make. Because,
yeah. Oh, totally.
Because no one really has to try all that hard.
And I mean, if you made like $10 on the first one, well, might as well just make another one. Like, no problem. Easy to make. You'll make a little bit of money.
And what makes me sad is I actually like a lot of the cast.
I like so much of the cast.
John Cusack. I love John Cusack.
Of course, yeah.
Crap. What's his name? Plays Daryl.
I know who you're talking about. Yeah. Yeah. What's his
I should
name?
know his name.
Okay. So, Craig Robinson.
There we go. Thank you.
Yeah. And who's that? You know who else? Rob Corddry?
Yep.
Yeah, that guy's hilarious too.
So it should have
be great.
Worked.
Should be great. It's not all together, I guess.
I know we're forgetting someone. Oh, the kid. I don't know him.
I don't know the kid either. He's he's a funny kid though, but yeah. Yeah, so that's my bad. My epiphany is Knocked Up. He's like a nurse in Knocked Up for her. Yeah. That was pretty cool seeing that.
Nice. All right, so last one here is Rob Lowe.
Okay. I'll lead her off. Rob Lowe. My good is Austin Powers, the spy who shagged me, because he is the young number 2. And so like, I don't know if it's because it was when I was in high school that these movies came out, but like, I love these movies. I think they're so funny. And in one of the jokes I love is that the number 2 man's name is Number 2, and Rob Lowe plays the young number 2 when they go back in time, and it's really funny. Yeah. I like it a lot.
Well, he's in more than one. of those.
Yeah, he's actually in all of them.
Okay.
But the first one, he didn't play number 2, young number 2. He played something else. He was just like a very small part in it. He might have been like a henchman or something.
So I actually went through like phases with that movie.
Yeah.
When I first saw it, I thought it was really funny. And then I tried to watch them again, and I thought this is really stupid. And I'm at the point now where they make me laugh again.
Yeah, I'm definitely at the point where and it also is one of those movies that's just really funny to quote after. Yeah, well, like one of those ones that gets funnier after, which I think is something like 4-Year-Old Virgin for me, where I think it's funny talking about it after, but then when I'm watching it, it's almost a little cringy for me.
After.
Yeah, to talk about it after. Yeah. So I put number 2 down because that's the Austin Powers number 2. I put that down because that's the one where he is the young number 2. That's the first one. He's a young number 2.
Good call.
Yeah. My bad is The Invention of Lying. I didn't like the movie, and I also didn't like Rob Lowe's character. He's just I think he's pretty horrible. Like, he's a horrible person in that movie. And I just, I didn't really like it.
I've seen the movie. I have no good thoughts on it. I don't remember I somewhat remember the plot. But I have
kind of.
I have no good feelings when I think of it.
Yeah, like I think the plot is that he is writing the Bible.
Well, I think no one's ever lied before.
Yeah, so then he starts lying, and then what he's saying is becoming like the stories in the Bible. Right. I think. Yeah. So, anyways,
which should be funny.
It should be funny, and also like a place where nobody lied, and now he's invented lying. Like, he's figured out that he can just lie. That should be funny. Yeah. It was a great idea, and and Ricky Gervais, he's a funny guy.
Right. Louis C.K. is in it.
Yeah, I didn't like it at all, though. I didn't like any point of it.
But I need to rewatch.
Yeah. And Epiphany, this was just on TV, and I like turned it on and watched it and said, "Oh, hey, Rob Lowe is Wayne's World."
Oh, yeah.
He's like the TV producer or whatever that's trying to get them.
Yeah.
Trying to get them their show. So that was pretty cool.
Nice. Yeah. So the good for me for Rob Lowe is The West Wing. I got to use it twice on this list. I love the show. Spoilers for when we finally do The West Wing.
Right. Spoilers, Rob Lowe's in it. Right. Oh, no, spoilers, you like it. Okay.
He plays a great character, and I love the show. So it's good for both of those. The bad is the movie Stir of Echoes 2. I think it's called Homecoming or The Homecoming.
Ooh, it sounds good.
Did you see the first Stir of Echoes movie?
Not a chance,
I love it. No, seriously.
Okay.
Seriously, it's great. It's one of my favorite thriller movies ever made.
Okay, I'm going to have to type this into Google because I have no idea what you're talking about.
Kevin Bacon's the lead.
I love it. Okay, I'm in.
That's all you need to know. Is Kevin Bacon's the lead.
Yeah, I've seen... Yes. Okay, you know what? I have seen this cover and I've actually... Okay, this is true. I've had it in my hands a couple times at the movie store when there used to be movie stores. Uh-huh. There is still one out where I live right now, which is amazing. But I've had it in my hand a couple times and been too afraid to rent it.
No, seriously.
Like, that actually happened. I put it back because I read the back of it and it was like, ooh, not today.
Get it.
Yeah, okay.
Go back to that movie store.
I will go today. I have to bring back Jack Reacher. I will return Jack Reacher, and I will rent Stir of Echoes.
Perfect. So that's my bad. Don't watch the sequel.
Right. Okay.
Actually, when you get to the end of the movie, it doesn't even make sense to have a sequel.
Right. Another sequel no one was asking for.
Yeah. And then the what is The Stand, the TV miniseries of Stephen King's book, The Stand. He plays my favorite character from the book. And
cool. Awesome.
And Nick Andros.
Yeah.
And he's really good in a show, in a TV movie that has a lot of bad in it. Go back and listen to our episode on It and apply a lot of that to The Stand. Right.
Yeah, which is another book that you love, right? So that they're just So I haven't read the book. You lent me the book again. That was nice. I will read it, but I have seen the TV series because when I was a kid, I thought the longer things were, the better they were. Yeah. So like if there was a song that was 10 minutes long, like that must be the best song. And like, so I was in search for the longest things. So The Stand to me I didn't know it was a TV movie. Like it was a movie still, right? And it's like 6 hours long or something. So to me, that was the best movie there could be. So I recorded it all and I watched it, I think on one of my birthdays. I watched The Stand and I don't remember anything
What a way
about
to
it.
spend
Like
your birthday.
Yeah, I don't remember. It was like a sleepover party, and we stayed up all night. You know, like we played video games, and then we like threw The Stand on. You know what? We probably were all sleeping if it was
Right.
overnight. That's probably why I don't remember anything. But I just like remember thinking it was the greatest, and like it was so cool because it was 6 hours long. And I was bragging to everyone about how long it was, and I honestly can't remember anything. So it doesn't spoil any of the book for me. So I get to still read the book with really no idea what it's about.
Perfect. Yeah. So after you watch Stir of Echoes, just because you can get that done faster, just start reading The Stand.
Okay.
And also, you keep saying that I lent you the book. I don't want it back.
The Stand as well?
The Stand as well. I gave you both of those books.
I didn't know.
Just take that. Like you live in Canada. I'm not going to give you stuff to borrow.
I guess so. That's very nice. Yeah. I never know. I never know
just
what.
Take it.
I never know if someone's giving something to me or not. Actually, okay, you know what? Funny story. Let's just interject here.
All right, so that's the end of our game. We made it.
That's the end of the game. Game's over. Okay. People giving me stuff. Last weekend, I went golfing. And I went golfing with my boss. And my boss, on one of the holes, takes out his tee, and it's a plastic tee. And he, like, motions to me with the tee and, like, holds it out in front of me and says, "You have to try these tees. They never break." And so I say, "Oh, okay." And I take it out of his hand. And then I put it in my pocket and then instantly think, was he giving me that tee? Or did he just mean I should go buy my own?
Right.
And then my golf game went total downhill after that. All I was thinking about the entire game was, did I just steal his tee? Did he really mean to give me that tee? What is he thinking about me who just took his tee? Now he has to go get another tee. Yeah, it was
But he's
Canadian,
terrible. So he would never say anything.
Exactly. And I was like, okay, so maybe next hole I'll be like, "Oh, hey, is it okay if I use this tee?" But then I was like, no, that sounds stupid if he was just giving it to me. Yeah, so that's what happened. So I have his tee. I didn't even use it.
Now, you were out golfing just because your boss wanted you to go with him, right?
He invited me out, so I went golfing.
But like golfing in every other circumstance is terrible.
No, actually, I love it. I actually love it. I'm going to get a membership next year.
Of course you are.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. I love the walk. I do.
Sure. Go for a walk then. Why ruin a perfectly good walk with golf?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Okay, so we did the game, which was based on Parks and Recreation. Now, let's talk about Parks and Recreation now that we're 42 minutes into the show.
Yes. So, like I said, I already spoiled it, that I really enjoy Parks and Rec.
Okay, but you got to think about the first and the last.
Exactly. For our show, we only talk about the first and the last episode.
Yeah, because that's all that matters.
All that matters. Because really...
Sure, you can have enjoyment in the middle.
Yeah, that's fine. But in order to know the show, you don't have to watch it.
Exactly. Does enjoyment in the middle of it make it a good show? No.
Does
enjoyment?
Golf
No.
in the middle of a walk make it enjoyable? No.
No, it doesn't. It ruins it. And same with the middle of Parks and Rec, it just ruins it. So,
right.
First and last. First, what do you think? I've said vaguely that I did not enjoy it. What do you think of first and last?
Okay. The first episode, I really don't like. I don't like it.
Okay.
I thought it was... I don't ever want to watch it again. In fact, when Sarah and I rewatched the series, we skipped the first 2 seasons.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can see that, yeah.
So like every other show, you can tell it's trying to find its voice. Trying to find out what it wants to be.
Right. So do you think that its voice is in that last episode?
That it has found its voice?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because to me that last episode was awful.
Oh, okay. So you liked the first more than the last?
I did like the first more than the last. After the first, I would tune in the next week.
Wow.
whether I liked it or not. Like, not whether I loved it. Like, it wasn't like, oh, this is an amazing show. This is great. I got to tell my friends about it. No.
That's
but
so
I would
funny,
tune
because
I would tune in the next week.
I said if I wasn't binge watching it, I would not want to watch the next episode.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't like Amy Poehler's character.
Okay. So Amy Poehler's character is
Wildly different.
Yeah, it's a little bit. She's a little bit Michael Scottish in that first episode, but like not as funny.
Right.
But like she's very much loves her job.
Yeah.
Right. So it may be just that she's not as funny because like I don't know her as well because it's just the first episode. Right. So I'm just trying to get a handle on what kind of person she is. She was pretty funny in that first episode though. Yeah. I think so.
Okay, so the episode is they have this meeting for the town people to come in, talk to them. What do you want us to do to help improve the town? And one of the people in there is Ann Perkins, and her story. She's played by Rashida Jones. Her story is that her boyfriend fell into a pit, so he had to like climb over the fence into an area where he should not have been anyway. But her
100% his fault.
Pratt. He falls into the pit and breaks both of his legs.
Yeah,
and she wants something done with the pit.
Yeah. Okay, so that story point I really like.
Yeah.
Really funny. Rashida Jones, who's a nurse, and Chris Pratt, who is a musician who now can't stand. And he's just a total bum.
Right. My favorite line. He delivers my favorite line in the first episode.
Yeah.
And it's, hey baby, can you make me some pancakes real quick?
Yeah.
Like she's going to...
So fun. If you're going to the kitchen, could you just make me some pancakes real quick? Really funny. Also, right before that, when the doorbell rings, and he just kind of turns his head back and says doorbell.
Right.
And so she says, like, got it, but she says it kind of quiet, and she starts walking towards the door. And then right as she's kind of behind him, the doorbell rings again, and he just turns around and yells doorbell, but she's like at the door, but he turns around at the right time where he doesn't see her at the door.
Yeah.
It's really funny. Yeah.
Actually, that pancake line, Sarah and I use it all the time. Like if Sarah goes into the kitchen just for anything, like you make some pancakes real quick. Like pancakes are something that you make real quick.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh, could you just whip up some pancakes? Yeah. So that part's funny. I think the parts that are missing me in that first episode is a lot of the jokes feel forced. Like this isn't a conversation that people would have.
Right.
So first when actually right after that doorbell, right after Chris Pratt delivers those lines, Rashida Jones' character, Ann Perkins, is at the door, and that's where Amy Poehler showed up, and she's going to talk about the pit, and Aubrey Plaza's there, who is the intern, and like Ann Perkins just says, like, is this fun for you?
Yeah, why would she ask that?
Why would you ask that?
I thought
like
the same thing.
Amy Poehler says, like, this is our intern, whatever her name is. This is our intern, and
you don't
Ann's
even
like,
know their
is
names?
this?
Come on.
Yeah. Oh, is this fun for you? Like, that was weird.
It was just a setup so we could learn about
that
April's character.
April, yeah, there we go.
There you go. Yeah.
I have all their actual names written in front of me right now from that game.
Do you want me to like go over all their names for you?
Okay, let me try.
Okay. Amy Poehler. I'll give you the actor. You say the name.
Okay.
First and last.
Oh my goodness, are you serious?
Amy Poehler.
Okay. Amy Poehler is 3, I can't remember.
2, 1. Leslie Knope. Nick Offerman.
Oh yeah. Leslie. That's right. Okay.
Leslie Knope.
Nope. Okay. Leslie. No. Okay. First, I think I'll have trouble with the last names, but I might be able to get the first.
Nick Offerman.
Leslie. Nope. Okay. Ron. I know he's Ron.
Ron Swanson.
Okay, Swanson.
Chris
Pratt.
Pratt.
Ron Swanson. I don't know Chris Pratt. Did they even say his name?
Yeah.
Okay.
His name's Andy Dwyer.
What's his name? Okay.
Or Johnny
Andy Dwyer,
Karate.
okay.
Or Burt Macklin.
Right. I like I like his Johnny Karate quote in the last episode.
Yeah. Aubrey Plaza.
So we said April.
April Ludgate.
I wouldn't. Ludgate. Okay.
I really like this show, people. Aziz Ansari.
Tom. He's a Tom.
Tom Haverford.
Okay.
Rashida Jones.
Ann Perkins. That's the only one I know, first and last name.
It's because Rob, like every time I say Ann Perkins, I hear like Rob Lowe saying it. It's like Ann Perkins.
Yeah, I heard it too. He just, in that last episode, he says it with, I don't know.
Ann Perkins.
It's so perky.
Yeah. Adam Scott.
Ben.
Uh-huh.
Is that right?
Yeah, his name's Ben.
Okay.
Then
I don't know his last name.
Rob Lowe.
All I remember is Andy comes to the door and calls him the wrong name.
Chip. He calls him Chip.
Chip. Yeah, he calls him Chip. Oh, so it's I think it was something that sounded like that.
Yeah, it's Chris Traeger.
Yeah. Okay, Chris Traeger. Okay. Yeah. Chip. That was great.
And I didn't say Ben Wyatt. Ben's last name is Wyatt.
Oh, okay, Ben Wyatt. Okay. Cool. Yeah. Okay, so I got some first names.
There we go. There's also
Leslie now.
Gary, Larry, Jerry.
Yeah. Okay.
Show.
Okay. His name was spelled incorrectly on his tombstone.
Right. The whole joke with that is they never call him by his real name.
Oh, okay.
His real name is Gary.
Okay.
But someone just started calling him Larry, so then his name was Larry.
Okay, wasn't it Jerry on the tombstone?
Yeah.
And his name's Gary?
His name's Gary.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
That's great. Yeah, so that's just what the first episode, what I felt like is just some of the jokes felt forced. But some things were funny. So, but like some things were just Office-esque.
Yeah.
But like not quite like feeling right. I don't know.
I'm excited. One of these days we're going to talk about The Office.
Yeah,
because a lot of these things that we're saying now definitely apply to the first episode of The Office. The whole first season, which is only like 6 episodes of The Office, is terrible. It's horrible.
Well, I don't know if it's terrible, but it's different.
No, it's really bad. Michael Scott is the worst person in the world.
He is the worst human being in the world. His character totally changes.
Yeah. But we're talking about Parks and Rec. So
right. See, I'm already so bored with talking about Parks and Rec. We're talking about The Office.
Well, because the first episode isn't that great. So there's also Mark Brendanawicz. He's the city. He's in charge of the city. I don't like him. So he's not in the last episode. He's
not. Yeah, he kind of seems like a smug guy. Although he does help her out. He helps Leslie. Gets her the park.
Sure.
That she gets to build. So I don't know. I don't know if he had any ulterior motives behind that.
We're done with the first episode now.
I am done with it.
But you said you hate the last episode more.
It was so boring. It was like
really.
There's all these flashes to the future. Like what? Why is everyone so successful? It's like, to me, it was like the Glee thing, but like a little bit on a smaller scale. Like they weren't just like world leaders, but I don't know. Like, okay, so no one works in the park department anymore, and they're flashing forward to everybody's futures that are all at different times, and all these things that are happening.
Right.
And
so, okay, hold on, real quick.
I found it very boring.
The whole structure of it is the episode's called One Last Ride, and the episode opens with Leslie talking about their history at the parks department. No one wants any part of that. So this guy walks in and he says that there's a swing by his house that's been broken for a long time, wants to know if someone can do anything about it. And Leslie says, we're going to fix it. This is going to be our last thing that we do together. We make a new memory.
Yeah.
And then so it's structured around that. And Leslie has encounters with each of the characters. And when she touches them, it flashes forward to something significant that happens later in their lives.
Yeah. Where does this come from? This just doesn't feel like Parks and Rec. It doesn't feel like the show I was watching to start with. Is it filled with all these moments? Like all these magical moments all the time? No,
it's just because it's the end episode and it tells you what they're doing later.
Yeah. I don't know, I found what they were doing later in most cases, just the scenes were too long and boring. Just give me something quick. I didn't need a 40-minute episode.
The boring one for me was definitely, I didn't care about Donna's.
Not at all, and that's what led off the show.
Yeah.
So
they
already, and it was
long. One for me.
It felt so long. And also like Ron's when Ron's talking to Leslie, I'm just
You
and that's
shut
kind
your
of
mouth.
nope. That's the time
Shut
where
up.
and that's the time where I hovered my mouse over the screen to see how much more I had to
How
endure
do you
through.
hate the Ron moment? That's like perfect for him.
It's just boring. That's all. It was just too long.
I wonder if this is a case where it like works really well when you've watched everything.
No. No. There is no case like that.
There is.
There's just the first and the last.
Well, you don't need
And
it. Okay, we
I
already
can
said
tell.
the enjoyment doesn't matter.
Right.
It's whether or not you're an expert on the show.
True. That's true. Yeah. So I had no enjoyment, but I am an expert.
Right.
Yeah.
I really liked that moment. Ron,
Yeah.
in the end, gets Leslie declares this beautiful piece of land to be a state or national park. I can't remember which. Probably state park.
Yeah.
And Ron is put in. No, it would be national park because he'd be working for the federal government.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
I don't know. I might be wrong about all of this.
Doesn't
But I'm
matter.
an expert, so
Yeah.
what I say is true.
Clearly.
So she puts him in charge of it. That's his
Yeah.
perfect job.
Oh yeah. The story point is great. It took too long for me.
I think it's like 5 minutes.
That is long to be just talking to somebody. I don't know. It
It worked really well.
It was
he
fine.
has my dream job, by the way. That I would love
See
to
what
do that.
I liked. What is this guy's name who said he was in love with Leslie in the last episode? He's the
Oh, yeah.
the guy who the like
John
prankster
Ralphio.
guy. Yeah, so I loved his flash forward. He's the one I loved because it was like
You
a
literally
minute
you always
long.
love the worst characters.
I don't love him. I just love his flash forward because it was like a minute long and it plays on something he directly just said. It was really funny.
All right. It was funny. It was funny.
Yeah, that's all. He wants to do like a insurance scheme
Right.
or something with Leslie, and then she just like says no, and then his flash forward is him doing an insurance scheme with someone else, like
That's his
faking his own
sister.
death.
Yeah.
Oh, his sister. Okay, faking his own death. And then like he's like he's at the like grave site and he's seeing everyone like crying and everything, and then he just starts celebrating that it worked.
Right.
Like behind a tree, and they all look over and see him, and then he has to run away and say like the plan's off. It was really funny.
It was funny. It was.
Yeah.
April and
Also,
go ahead.
you go ahead.
I was just to say, April and Andy are deciding whether or not they're going to have a baby,
Yeah.
and they do. And it's
Yeah.
on Halloween, and I love her her birth like the pregnancy tape. So like as she's having the baby, she's wearing the Halloween costume makeup, so she looks like a zombie or something like that. And
Yeah.
and Henry Winkler plays the doctor, and he says, "Oh, of course this would happen on Halloween. We got to get this makeup off of you." She's like, "No, I put this on especially for this after I found out I was going into labor." And she makes Andy turn on her birthing mix or whatever.
Oh, right, and
the
it's Monster Mash. Yeah, that's funny. The birthing mix Monster Mash is good. That part was okay too. I really did enjoy the Leslie and Ben story.
Okay,
that
they both
really-
get to run for. Well, they're both given
Yes.
offers to run for governor.
Yes, and they're trying to decide who should do it. That one, for me, was really great.
Yeah,
Actually, basically, any time they were on the screen, I really enjoyed it in the last episode.
they had great
just don't.
chemistry together.
Yeah, they just don't get a lot of screen time together in that last episode. Like they do at the end of it. They're basically the last 10 minutes, which honestly, the last 10 minutes are great.
Yeah,
I just up until that point, I was already gone. Like it was half an hour of me not caring about anything that was happening. But like that end though, where they both get to run for governor, and they're obviously only one of them is going to run because they're not going to run against each other. Mm-hmm. And they decide that they make like Leslie makes a pros and cons list, and it's exactly identical for both of them.
Right.
It's really funny, and then and Leslie ends up deciding that they'll flip a coin to decide who does it. And when they go to announce to everyone and flip that coin, Ben just steps in and says Leslie's going to do it.
right.
without anyone knowing that he was also up for running. So it's just great.
Mm-hmm. So what I love about the episode is sort of the structure that it has, because during Jerry Larry Gary's part,
Mm-hmm.
when they're at his funeral,
Right.
there's Secret Service behind Ben and Leslie.
And it really makes it look like it's Ben.
Oh no, go watch it again, because I like how they do it, because they bounce back and forth between the two. They look back and forth.
Okay. Yeah, see, I thought when he came, like when he leaned in and whispered, he was talking to Ben, but that might not be true. When he came in and he's like, we gotta go. Okay, yeah.
Then he looks to both of them.
Looks at both of them.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, no, that was cool.
So
Very cool.
You didn't know.
You don't know. Yeah, it's a nice setup. I also love I love Ben's board game stuff.
Yeah.
Every time that came up in the
Dunshire.
final episode, it was hilarious how in Halloween he dresses up as a character from his board game.
Right.
Which is like really not successful, but it's the ninth best. It's the ninth best fantasy sequel.
There's a lot.
He's just like has this super long list, like when you go onto Amazon and you're like searching for books and it says it's listed number 100 out of, and then it lists like the categories, and the categories are so long. Right. He's the ninth all-time selling in the history for this really niche market board game. Yes. And he's always talking about it, and he's always nerding out. It's so funny.
Well, I like when he's talking to Anne later about it, and she's just like, she has no idea. He's like, okay.
Yeah. Uh-huh. He's like, he's saying who it's actually not this character who holds all the power. Right. It's this character. One. And he actually uses the whatever character he dressed up as for Halloween. So like we know what he's talking about is just funny. Yeah. That was really good. But again, the Adam Scott and Amy Poehler stuff is great.
Yeah. And then there's a reunion where they do announce that Leslie's running, and that's they bring back Anne and Chris, and that's when Leslie sees that Anne's there, like it's so perfect. Yeah. Like she doesn't care about anyone else. Anne's here. Anne's here.
Yeah. Yeah. She loves
Ben
Anne, so that they obviously become very good friends. Yes. Even though Anne thought she was a little weird in that first episode.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Because she was.
There's definitely a progression from the first episode to the last episode with their friendship.
Yeah.
So there's other characters, of course, that they go through, but I thought most of them ended well for me.
Yeah.
It didn't seem like super over the top for any of them. Like Glee. Glee was like nauseating.
It just seemed odd to me. All the flashing forward and all those stories. I don't know. I just didn't have all the interest in the world for them.
Okay, let's get into Hero and Zero.
Okay. You go first. I haven't even thought about it.
Okay. My hero for these first two episodes, which is really hard to do, I have to go Ron. So I already said it before. I love Nick Offerman, but Ron's my hero. He gets like my dream job at the end. I would absolutely love that. I think his character is hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
Shut up. Word.
Sorry, I called you. I wanted to talk the rest of this over the phone.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
So Ron's my hero. My zero.
Okay. Yeah.
Would be Mark Brandanowitz. I just don't care about his character.
Yeah. No, he doesn't give off a good vibe at all.
No.
Yeah.
I disliked him from the very beginning, and that never changed. So.
Okay. Yeah. I definitely have mine. My hero is Andy, the Chris Pratt character, and really he's just a bum, but here's the thing. First and last, you can see a big character progression, so that's nice. While he's still an idiot, he's still making the same stupid jokes he was in the last episode as he was saying stupid things in the first episode. Right. He provided all the comedy for me in that one. I liked him a lot. So I'm gonna say he's my hero.
Okay.
And my zero is gonna be April. I just don't really get her. That's funny because they're together. But I don't. Yeah, I don't know. I just don't get her so much in these first two. I definitely don't like her in the first. The last is a little bit better. But she's gonna be my 0. Does that upset you, sir?
Ratings.
Give me it. Give me your rating.
For the first and the last episode.
First and last episode.
I don't even have a rating yet. Because I have not been looking forward to this part.
The rating part? Because you love it so.
Right.
But
it'll get a 6 from me.
Because you also did really enjoy the last episode.
I did. I completely, except for a few moments that really come from Chris Pratt, I dislike the first episode.
Just like the first. Okay. So I'm gonna be lower than that.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah, but the first is okay. I would watch more of the last. Again, I said the last is long, and there's good minutes in it. There are good minutes in it, but there's, I think, for me, more bad minutes than good minutes. But I'm just going to go slightly less. I'm going to go 5.
Okay.
Yeah. It's not so much a below 5er. There's lots of funny stuff going on. There's so many enjoyable people in it that I like.
Right.
That there's times where I'm laughing and there's times where there's good moments. Just as a whole, first lasting the show, not great.
I keep picking shows. Or I guess not keep picking. There's just quite a few of them here that I love as a whole.
Yeah.
But the first episode, and in some of the cases, the last episode, really brings down the score. And
yeah.
It's sad. But
yeah.
This show's called First Last. We didn't even tell people what they were watching or listening to.
No.
I guess if they're on YouTube, they're watching it.
Right. This will be the new thing. Like, we'll do the welcome at the end.
Oh, okay. I like it.
Yeah.
So the whole time
Deliver.
they have no idea really what's going on. They don't even know who we are.
No, actually, they have no idea. For all they know, we could have been in this show. We could have been in Parks and Rec.
So, welcome to the First Last podcast with Alex and Dean.